Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, unsanctioned match at NXT TakeOver. We're going to get into it in just a second, so stay tuned. This is your NXT review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking about NXT. Really fun show. We're on the road to stand and deliver the 2-night takeover, and the matches are being announced fast and furious, even announcing what nights these matches are going to be on. It's looking really good, really fun on the road there. So we're going to talk about what happened on NXT with the new matches that were announced as well. I want to get into that in just a second, so stay tuned. And right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. And whilst you're there, hit the thumbs up, like the stream, like the video, all of that good stuff. So yeah, let's jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's get into this NXT review. The show opened up with Zoe Stark and Io Shirai teaming together, going up against Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Really good match. We saw a lot of offense between Dakota Kai and Io Shirai very early on. Zoe Stark as well continues to raise her stock in NXT. I can't believe how she's just more or less just been signed and has been thrown right into the midst of the women's division and everything going on in it. She's very, very good, so you can see it's well deserved. But yeah, it's just you don't see it often happen that quick unless this person was, a big star on the indies or in another promotion, which she wasn't a big star like that. So it just shows how good she is and ready to go in the ring. Raquel Gonzalez looked dominant when we saw her in and around this match, but we didn't really see her often in and around this match. This was, I think, more for Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, Zoe Stark to get their stuff in. In the end, we saw Zoe Stark pinned by Raquel Gonzalez. Really good spot where Raquel Gonzalez does this kind of choke power bomb kind of move. She had Zoe Stark up in this move and ran to Io Shirai, who was on the apron, gave her a big boot whilst Zoe Stark was still being held by her. Gave Io Shirai a big boot, slammed down Zoe Stark and pinned her. After that, we saw Io Shirai kind of go face to face with Raquel Gonzalez. Dakota Kai caused a bit of a distraction, and then Raquel Gonzalez big booted Io Shirai, threw her outside the ring, and just continued a bit of a brutalization on Io Shirai, the women's champion. So things are heating up going towards their NXT TakeOver match. I think it was announced this is going to be the main event of night one, which is a great position for the ladies to be in. I was very much in the camp that Raquel Gonzalez was going to win at TakeOver, become women's champion. I don't know anymore. And not because she's done anything wrong. I'm just not sure. I don't know if they're really firmly on this Io Shirai train. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one turns out. Maybe put down below in the comments what you guys think of who is going to be the new NXT Women's Champion walking out of TakeOver, if there is going to be a new champion or Io Shirai is going to retain. But really decent match to start off the show. Next up, we had Bronson Reed, the colossal Bronson Reed, facing LA Knight. LA Knight has been making a lot of noise in recent weeks since he's debuted. LA Knight had his Gucci jacket basically torn to shreds by Bronson Reed last week when Bronson Reed tried it on. And I guess that was, and a bit, LA Knight's just come in, he wants to make an example of someone. This was the premise of their beef. Pretty decent match. LA Knight, formerly known as Eli Drake, he's a very much established guy. Bronson Reed, they clearly have, big things for. They see him as a potential rising star. And yeah, these men both put on a really decent match. In the end, we saw Bronson Reed win with that massive tsunami off the top rope, like a top rope splash or a middle rope splash. Really looks effective, especially after a long fought slog of a match. I really like this finisher. So yeah, interesting to see LA Knight lose so kind of early into his NXT career. But at the same time, I think he was kind of brought in to hold this kind of position, just someone credible with a decent name value that they could use here and there to win feuds, but at the same time, create stars and stuff like that. Just have a good position in NXT. So yeah, this was really interesting. We did see a package backstage, and I saw this on social media, I think, a couple days ago. Kyle O'Reilly in a jiu-jitsu gym, and Adam Cole just walks in there and picks a fight with Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly takes him down crazy from the beginning, and everyone around breaks up. NXT recruits, performance center guys. I recognize a couple guys in there. They tore it apart. So they're really, getting over, selling that these two can't keep their hands off each other. They really got a beef. And later on in the night, we were going to see a segment from these two, which was pretty interesting because I'm pretty sure I heard William Regal say earlier on in the week as well that these guys won't be at NXT because of the violence that's ensuing between them. But yeah, we did see them later on in the night in the main event segment. So wait on that. We're going to get to there in a second. Next up on the show, we had Oni Lorcan versus Karrion Kross. It is official, ladies and gentlemen. You would have heard in the last few days, Danny Burch is injured, 6 months on the shelf, which they're saying. Really unfortunate. I do wish him well, wish him a speedy recovery. Danny Burch was my favorite part of this tag team. Giving it all the large, Cockney guy, British guy like myself. So yeah, really enjoyed him. And unfortunately, these two, their tag team title reign never really set the world alight. You would have heard me on this channel speak about this before. So it's not the end of the world that, their reign ended here. But at the same time, I do think it's, no one wants to just kind of have to relinquish the title. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Only Lorcan out on his own again, sort of thing. And he was going to go up against Karrion Kross. Very good match from Karrion Kross. Since his shoulder injury, Karrion Kross has been putting on very, very good matches. The match of Escobar, still my favorite. This was a very good, regular singles match. He got someone that he can completely just brawl with, have a powerhouse kind of match with, someone that can take a bit of physicality in Oni Lorcan. So yeah, I think he really enjoyed this match, put on a really good showing, delivered for the finish. He delivered a Saito suplex to Oni Lorcan and got up and gave him that vicious forearm in the back of the head that he's been laying guys out with. After this match, he took to the mic, he called out Finn Balor and all of this stuff, said that, he has eyes for his NXT title. He wants to win back the title that he never lost, that he had to relinquish as well, talking about relinquishing titles. And Finn Balor eventually came out, and Finn Balor was telling him, look, you let your emotions get the best of you. We saw that last week, stop wrestling emotionally. Basically, you got to be tactical and smart and this, that, and the other. And it's a very interesting way to build the feud. I wasn't against it at all. It was almost like Finn Balor was saying to him, come our match at TakeOver. Is the emotional side going to get the best of you? Because if it is, I'm just going to pick you off, sort of thing. Like, this is going to be easy for me if you let your emotions get the best of you. So he's given Karrion Kross something to think about here. And like I said, it's not all like gung-ho, all guns blazing like Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. Is more of like a tactical chess game that these guys are playing at the minute, which I don't mind at all. So yeah, very much looking forward to what's going to be their takeover match. I think that these guys are going to put on a really good showing on the night. But yeah, a great match from Karrion Kross. Like I say, he's really been putting on decent and impressive performances since his return. Next up on the show, we had Volta. Great to see this guy. This is one of my favorites. Over 700 days as WWE NXT UK champion. And they're treating him like a champion. He had a match with Drake Maverick, and Drake Maverick never stood a chance. In the past, we have seen in NXT, in WWE, matchups like this where the smaller guy, the underdog, is getting offense in. It wasn't the case this time. We quickly saw Walter give Drake Maverick a power bomb. We quickly saw him put him in a Boston Crab, and I believe he didn't tap out. Drake Maverick just passed out because of the pain. Good. That's how it should be. We keep the guys that should be strong, looking menacing. So yeah, this was pretty much done with before it started, as they say. We saw Ciampa come out, and Ciampa basically laid out the challenge that we all saw was coming. Ciampa was challenging Walter to a match at TakeOver for the NXT UK Championship. Walter has accepted, and he, wasn't too happy with Ciampa's demeanor, if you want to put it like that. Imperium surrounded the ring and got in the ring and attacked Ciampa. So we saw Walter give a mighty big chop to Ciampa, and the Imperium guys, all beat him up. It's very interesting to see Killian Dane has disappeared, obviously from Drake Maverick's tag team. Timothy Thatcher has disappeared. Alexander Wolf has disappeared, and Alexander Wolf has obviously got connections to both Killian Dane and Timothy Thatcher. Very interesting to see what is going on here. Is Imperium expanding and they're getting more guys in? I guess ultimately that's what Ciampa was fighting for. He didn't want Timothy Thatcher to join up with these guys. So yeah, very interesting. Anyone put down below in the comments if you got any clues or ideas, any fantasy bookings for what's going on between Timothy Thatcher, Alexander Wolf, Imperium, Killian Dane. What's going on there? Because it'll be interesting to see what you guys have to say about that. Right, we had some NXT women's tag action going on. Before we get onto that, guys, if you are watching this stream and you are enjoying it, please make sure you smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. It's thoroughly appreciated right here at WrestleManiac UK. It does load for the channel every time you do hit that thumbs up button. So please hit the thumbs up button, yeah? Thank you very much. Next up on the show, we had NXT Women's Tag Championship match. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart were defending it against Aaliyah, but not Jessica Meyer, who apparently was injured in training. Robert Stone went out to recruit, I guess, a former member of the Robert Stone brand in Mercedes Martinez. He offered her an envelope full of money. She said, yeah, this is half the payment. I'll take the other half after the match. He just agreed to it. They were very happy they had Mercedes Martinez on side with Aaliyah. Didn't really make a difference. We didn't really see much of Mercedes Martinez, to be completely honest. The tag champions are very dominant here, obviously very dominant over Aaliyah. We saw Shotzi Blackheart deliver a DDT to Mercedes Martinez, and she was outside the ring. Tagged in Ember Moon, who went up for the Eclipse, laid out Aaliyah with the Eclipse. This is like the second time in like a matter of months Aaliyah suffered that move and kind of sold it really well. But yeah, it wasn't enough. Aaliyah got pinned by Ember Moon, and the women's tag champions on NXT retained. I mean, they are doing more with these tag championships in the last 3-4 weeks than they ever did with the actual women's tag championships on the main roster. They need a feud, which it looks like, following this match, they're going to get into a feud with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. But yeah, that's the only thing I think that's missing. This was a good kind of exhibition match, but didn't really mean anything, when it's all said and done. But yeah, looking forward to it. Before I get onto the main event match, we saw William Regal announce there's going to be a 12-man battle royal next week, I believe. The last six men in the battle royal will end up being in a gauntlet match. Now, the gauntlet match is going to be like an eliminator match, I believe, and the winner is going to take on Johnny Gargano. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see who comes out on top there. Pete Dunne is in it, LA Knight is in it, Bronson Reed, some other guys. So yeah, very, very interested to see how that's going to turn out. So last but not least, we had Devlin versus Kushida. And guys, what a match. What a match. Brilliant. First time matchup as well, I believe. They just put on an excellent show. It was just so good. And just, you have to go and watch it. I can't even describe it. You have to go and watch it. You saw all kinds of things go on, like, a lot of technical wrestling, obviously brought by Kushida, a lot of high flying action brought by Devlin. We did have Legado del Fantasma kind of interrupt what was a really good match, and that was a bit frustrating, I must say. But it went on. The match finished, and we saw Devlin actually he done like some type of crab styled roll up on Kushida. which was very, very effective. Put away Kushida. Kushida couldn't believe he'd been pinned. He didn't go after Devlin. He went straight after Legado del Fantasma to see, why they interrupted. So he kind of beat up Mendoza and Joaquin Wild. We saw Pablo Santos Escobar get into the ring, and Santos Escobar was kind of talking to Devlin. They were kind of proving who's the real cruiserweight champion. We saw HBK people. Shawn Michaels walked down to the ring, went under the ring and pulled out a ladder, slid the ladder in between these two guys. I guess that means we're getting a ladder match at TakeOver for the Cruiserweight Championship, for the unification match. I'm looking forward to this. It should be a really, really good match. I don't even know who's going to win. I would like Santos Escobar to be the winner. But yeah, I think we're going to have to wait and see. This one's going to be very, very kind of difficult to call. Maybe we see Legado del Fantasma get involved there to help him win. Last but not least, in the actual main event segment, it was a contract signing between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Everyone was just out there ready from the jump. I think they're holding back on all the entrance musics and stuff like that. That will probably be debuted at TakeOver. Obviously, we're all waiting to see what the new entrance themes for Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole is going to be like. This was a really good segment. Both men selling, how great they are and why they needed the Undisputed Era in some aspects, why they didn't need the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole saying that, he realized he didn't need the Undisputed Era anymore when Kyle O'Reilly had 2 chances at Finn Balor, lost twice, and then tried to recruit Finn Balor to the Undisputed Era, calling him a lapdog. Adam Cole said some really good stuff, and Kyle O'Reilly, admittedly said, when we all joined NXT, when we all made the Undisputed Era, we were all just a bunch of assholes, really, just doing whatever we had to do, stepping on whoever to make our name. And at the end of it, Kyle O'Reilly said, but Adam Cole, you're still that guy. You're still an asshole. The rest of us are kind of learned. We've matured. We've grown up. Both of them signed a contract. They looked like they were trying to get into some type of physicality. The security held them back from each other, pulled them apart. Really good segment to end the show. Really good segment to sell this match. I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be the co-main event, probably on night 2. This will go on before the Finn Balor Karrion Cross match. So, yeah, really looking forward to this. Guys, that was NXT, and that was your NXT review. I hope you enjoyed it. We saw a lot of good stuff. But my question, for today is Volta, Imperium. Where is Killian Dane? Where is Timothy Thatcher? Where is Alexander Wolf? We saw Alexander Wolf in previous weeks having conversations with Killian Dane. We saw him trying to re-recruit Timothy Thatcher along with Marcel Bartel and Eichner. These guys have all disappeared. Walter is here now. Is Imperium expanding? Do you want to see them expand? Anyone got any fantasy booking ideas for what's going on with Imperium right now? I'd love to hear your thoughts because I don't have a Scooby. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, guys, that is NXT review for today. Tune in later on, 6:30 p.m. British time, for my AEW review on the Elite Maniac show with Mike. Tune in for that. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.